Today we're focusing on sniper support in Warzone, and I think this is one of those play styles that has been hit the hardest since Caldera came out and they nerfed the one-shot headshot, kind of limiting it down to a handful of snipers. And then obviously with the TTK changes, the mobility of the Vanguard weapons, you don't have a lot of great options close range, but we will focus on them today. So overall, we're going to go focus on the snipers that you probably should be using, and this is primarily talking about Caldera. If you wanted to play Rebirth or Fortune's Keep, you can get away with the standard Car 98 build or one of the other snipers, but in general these ones are one-shot headshots, so that's what we're focusing on. We have the ZRG right here with the Rep Suppressor, Combat Recon, 5 milliwatt laser, 5-round mag, and Serpent Wrap. And this one's kind of been the tried and true max bullet velocity, not much idle sway, hit the shots, the fire rate's not crazy. And then the 3 line's been buffed like 7 different ways. I don't know if they're trying to sell blueprints or what, but here's kind of a build: the Mercury Silencer, the 514mm X Empress, the 4 to 8x optic, which gives you a little bit extra zoom, the Zac Custom, the Silent Focus, which is going to help with the aiming stability, which is what this weapon struggles with, on hand, leather grip, the 20-round mags, lengthen, and skeletal. And that's the normal way you'd build those. You typically want amped with these types of guns just because snipers swap slow, and it would suck to be aimed down sight trying to snipe somebody and then somebody creeps up behind you and you have to swap and it takes a million years. Then it brings us to a couple good options, which is the Arma and the straight Volk. The TTK on the straight Volk was nothing ever crazy, but you do have a ton of mobility, which makes it so you're harder to hit, so it effectively changes the enemy's TTK on you to make your TTK a little bit more comparable, but not in every case. So you kind of got to explore with that how it makes the most sense. But since it's a rifle, you are getting a little bit better bullet velocity, a little bit better range than a lot of the SMGs, so it'll excel beyond that 12-ish meters that most SMGs have a cutoff. And the build for that is a recoil booster, the VDD's 287mm, sight reflector, the Reisdorf adjustable, steady, on hand, grooved, 60-round subsonic, and steady grip. The reason we use on hand is that does increase your aim down, or improves your aim down sight speed, and a lot of times these ones are going to be a little bit slower, and that's where they're going to struggle. So on hand is almost a like a must-have at this point on anything that's going to be used up close. Then the Arma build, which doesn't really have a lot of recoil, and that's the advantage of it. Its TTK does not excel at the closest range, but it has a good fire rate and is usable up to about 40-ish, 50 meters, depending on your skill level. But we got recoil booster, the precision barrel, slate reflector, the Porfetto standard with the hard scope quick polymer, 60-round mag, subsonic, and then hand stop. And then that brings us to the meta chaser part of it. Like in reality, I think there's really only 2 sniper support weapons right now, just because of the versatility and range, ease of use, TTK, and that is the Nikita and the long range Cooper. I talked about the Nikita in the previous video where I was talking about the long range options. I think the Nikita's good, but the problem is it has a very small mag, so you burn through bullets a lot like an M13, where at range you're stuck reloading 90% of the time when you are taking on engagements. So this one is going to excel close to medium because its TTK is definitely viable. Then the Cooper, it got huge buffs, and if you build it towards more of a TTK build, you're going to have those advantages, and there's a couple builds that we'll talk about. Nikita, over here we got Mercury, then the Kavalskaya 546mm sniper, we got the slate reflector, the Zac padded, brace on hand, taped grip, 60-round hollow point, and stripe angled. And the reason we're using taped grip is just because you get that extra mobility about it, and you need that extra mobility if it's going to be a close range. If you're going against a Blixen, you're going to need to be able to move. Obviously, you're going to overlap a little bit if you're using amped, but it is kind of one of those things. They don't stack, but it is what it is. That attachment's a good way to go. If you feel like you want another one, more power to you. Then we got the Cooper, which can be built multiple different ways. You could actually go the recoil booster on this one, or you can go the Mercury Silencer if you want to stay off the mini map, because we're going to use the ammunition spot for the compressed rounds instead of something like subsonic. Gracie Rapid, slate reflector, remove stock, tight grip on hand, taped grip with the stripe angled and 60 round. And that's pretty much it. Super straightforward. Appreciate the support on the content. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.